Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my final match of season 69 here with Sirusc. Right off the bat, we have Tower, Pilgrimage, Highway, but no good source. I mean, you have Pouch, of course, but no super good source of plus buy. The twos are actually pretty good. It would be nice to be able to do the double 2 and 3 here, but we don't have that hand, so that ain't happening. I'd certainly try to accumulate a lot of twos for a tower angle. So I'm gonna open tracker lookout. Like I said, it would be nice to be able to do like native village tracker lookout, but sorry I had to go to the door. Sirusc is really puzzling over this. I think at some level it's still pretty valuable to stack up the highways and see if you can get any. I mean, at least the highways eventually the pouch pays off to give you a double province, which is quite valuable here. Or even, double highway. I mean, it just makes the use of buy much easier, more powerful. I don't really think I prefer native village to coin there. But it's fine. I mean, coin is not unreasonable. Oh, so this is either like second lookout or just straight into the villages. Wisp is nice here. Maybe given that I was gonna hit 4 with the Huba. I mean, I don't know. The 2s are still good anyway. The 3s aren't like wildly better. Yeah, Pilgrim's fine. This is of course a pretty sad gift. It's not that sad. I'm gonna say hopefully we have the lookout in hand. There was an issue a little bit with the top decking here. I mean, it's Pilgrim, right? So you still get to just put the lookout back. It's not a big deal. by any stretch. I think pilgrimage is not super great there. You don't really have that many exciting things to get. It was maybe a weird order, right? You did draw the pilgrim, but still, it's not like you have 3 things off this that you're dying to gain. And once you have the highway, maybe highway advisor pilgrim, you're into something. But it was quite pretty lucky to draw the pilgrim here. Especially because of the order they did it in, which was weird. Pretty weird order. That was okay. Well, yeah, let's changeling this. The highway's missing? What is it even? It's highway, like highway coin something? I mean, it must still be trashable card. The lookouts at the top of these shuffles is gonna for sure kill me. Ultimately. This may be an okay pilgrim. If they have the pouch, they may just double something. I don't know. Finding coins pretty valuable there. This isn't too much money actually. I wouldn't top deck that. Well, they don't have that option anyway. I guess there must be a copper here. I think this is a really bad draw to have the coin in highway down here, but what did they get though? Coin and change lane. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not convinced that the highway or that the native villages are particularly good, but Sirusc is pretty far ahead. Okay. Bit of a bummer to not pair this up in a way that's gonna let me buy a five. That's a nice, pretty nice flame. Yeah, we're not doing great here. I do, in hindsight, I do like the Pilgrim. I mean, it's a little different because Sirusc got to do the different opening, so it did have a little bit of a more incentive to put in the Pilgrim already having the coin of the realm, but there's hardly three things you even won here. I guess you could take a, I guess coin highway Pilgrims worth it. My only hope is that the next shuffle is pretty bad for Sirusc in terms of like terminal collision or something. The Pilgrims, you can slot a Pilgrim to the next turn with a Pilgrim, so it doesn't really apply the same way. Yeah, I have to trigger this even though it's really not that great. I'm so confused. I mean, the only question here, I guess, is whether you want the coin or not. I don't think you want a tracker, and so otherwise, I don't know why you're not just clicking on. I mean, if you're willing to buy the Pilgrim, I don't know why you're not just clicking the cards. It's not really a puzzle. I have to kind of pick up here, even though it's slightly sad. We're not hitting 5 anyway. I guess I could not trigger, do it like this. Yeah, that's okay. There would be something to say setting a changeling aside as well. But I am doing pretty bad on draw right now. I have all these native villages. I guess the hope is that eventually they're worth 10 points. Would have been really nice to hit a Earth's Gift after a highway. If this was a Pilgrim instead and then we were topping, you all understand, but that sequence would have been super, super nice if it had been possible. Okay, they didn't get to do too much high, so hopefully this Pilgrim drew all actions and then they just only get to top deck one of them. Probably doesn't matter a lot, but anything to slow Sirusc's roll down a little bit would be nice. This is not they drew into, that's wild. That's unlucky for me. That's like an incredible amount of the treasure off a raw Pilgrim. Both the coins and this and the pouch is wild. That's an insane turn in all actuality. This is probably gonna, okay, well then let's do that. The gotta do this first. Still don't have free. So they're gonna have huge highway split. Again, I guess I could. I don't even think I'm gonna get another one though, because they're gonna draw through here and double. So there was no way for me to get another one, I don't think. And they could miss, but they could miss the. I'm still mad about this draw. This is wild. It's okay though. Because now they should have a wisp in hand. The wisp is going to draw guaranteed. You can do this too. It doesn't mean anything. So they're going to have 7 of the highways. No, 8 of the highways. Something crazy. Yeah, that's already 6-point differential, and then the only person who's ever going to be able to double province. This is super over, but I'll keep playing in case they do something crazy, but it's just super, super, super over. I do like the Pilgrim first. I think I would do it again. I think I would try to play it closer to their line. They did have some opportunities that weren't afforded me. 3 native. That's pretty funny. The triple native village. The Sea's Gift, wow. So we can pretty much set everything aside. Yes. This is making me wish I had the gold for sure. Worst part is they're thin enough they can basically top deck pilgrims, you know, turn after turn. I guess the draw stopped. I mean, if you can already double, you might as well. It's potentially sad. Got the river. The river's gift. We have to play a little stupidly now. I don't think Sirusc is actually going to have any problem just like double provincing 4 turns in a row. Maybe they miss once, whatever. I don't actually think they're going to have much problem with that. They may hit a forest. Yeah, I was going to say they may hit a forest and triple. Sometimes you can feel the forest. Mostly when it's going to be absolutely horrifically bad for you and good for them. So I don't think Sirusc is going to have any trouble getting through here. In various ways. I would have liked to get the forest. That would have been pretty good. This is funny. Now the highways make me this can't even be a change lane. I was lucky enough to draw the Pilgrim top of deck twice. I guess the first time I did it, I put it... Yeah, you already knew. I guess the first time I put the Pilgrim on top, so it was a little different. You already knew it was going to be a true... I mean, this was not unlike, but I have to kind of play it to try and see if we can find something. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of it at this point. Do we get enough to do... Yeah, okay. This should be one more point, but the sadness of the old... Sadness of the old Lookout. I didn't have to play Lookout. I did choose to. Though I would have needed to get through the native villages somehow to even get to the Pilgrim, which helped the turn quite a lot. I'm not really sure why I'm spending time worrying about how to play this one, but maybe it's useful in some world. I'm not sure. You know, it's clearly lost. But it's nice to dream of them like having really unlikely and bizarre duds that lead to me somehow getting There's also, you know, I can't really scale the gains up besides trying to play trackers, um, which, you know, isn't really scaling the gains up very much. But and then at some level, the hope is that I don't know, get 30 advisors and 30 pilgrims. I'm not sure what any of it means, to be honest. Make them choose on the advisor as a way of attacking them. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Hey, yeah, that's my forest. You know what they say? They say that's my forest. They don't say that. Okay, guess I would also need 30 merchants. Unclear. Do we think Sirusc will manage to buy one more province before I take 10 more turns? I don't know. Who could say? It's truly up in the air. Oh, look at that. The wisp didn't even draw. Pretty pathetic of that wisp. All right. Nope, they don't have another dollar. I do like the idea of Sirusc like really slow rolling this play. Oh, they really did miss Duchy, or miss Province. That's super funny. That's unbelievably funny to me for some reason. Okay, well, unbelievable. I mean, that's a bit of an overplay. It's not unbelievably funny. It's like some amount of funny. At some point, I guess you want to pick this stuff up. Will-o-wisp. Do I want the gold? Just, I can get a changeling, right? Gold costs enough to be a... Can I not? Oh, I exchanged it, so I can't top deck it? Okay, fine, whatever. Guess those are the rules. I'm not sure why I decided I needed to discard that one particularly, but... Give Earth's Gift. We didn't even manage to gather enough highways to be able to do... basically anything. So if everything goes to plan, I end up with like 30-ish points, which is like 20, gonna be like 25 less points than my opponent, at least. How many track, you know, it's actually with Changeling, it's not that low. I guess we just got the Earth's Gift, so it's not like, whoa. Okay. These windows, they really haven't figured out what this is supposed to look like. look at this cool deck. Trash's Province. They still had a copper? That's crazy. Why would... That's crazy. Why did the Lookout get to trash a copper? I'm really not okay with this. There's not, unfortunately, there's not like a really, I guess I could try to do the coins before these go. Do you think the duchy buys are pretty bad? They should for sure buy a tracker. Might as well just double tracker, to be honest. I don't know that anything else really makes a whole lot of sense. Like that already, if you go 3 trackers here on your, or 2 trackers on your turn, that already puts you at 3. So then I'm only getting 4 points off that pile. Like, that's nothing. This is so funny. I assume they're going back and doing exactly that, but okay. Pilgrim also is like reasonable for a similar reason. So I would, you could say the trackers guarantee you win the next turn because you're not going to fail to hit 2, probably. These are kind of, it is certainly safely within the scope of all moves are winning. So that's, you know, always a good scope to be in, I think. Can't hardly criticize you for that. Maybe we play, I should be, well, the boons are fresh. So now you don't know the boon thing, whether, actually I think most of it's more advantageous to not have the highway in play for whatever reason. For the most part. Yay, another forest. So then we have to move on to what? Emptying the merchant camps or something? I can't tell if this is extremely BM or just moderately BM. I got the mountain now, so now it's okay to play the highways anyway. Oh, let's set one of those aside. Let me know in the comments. Just kidding, I don't care about you. I could get a duchy. Does that help me at all? Guess is no. We did get, you know, about as many gains as this monstrosity can hope to acquire, which I love for me. We're just saving the changelings for a big surprise. Where the big surprise is, you know, surprise that you don't get another turn. Three, four, more wisps. Oh, a tracker. There was going to be a real issue of just that I wasn't actually getting 10 points from all these piles. I was getting like 4 or 5. In the end. You have to lose a coin. No more action. They didn't actually. Oh, they can empty the advisors. Or the pilgrim. That was always going to be a big issue with the thing I was trying to do. But you know what? There were technically points available, and so, you know, you got to try. There are points available and cards to gain them. Okay. Well, what does Forest Dwellers do? I don't have a very good opening for that. I won't lie to you. You know, like a 4 where you could borrow for a cobbler would be okay, or cobbler isn't that good, to be honest. So maybe not that, but I mean, these are okay, but they're not superb. I guess if you have a lot of them, that are kind of your out to not having to play with council rooms, because you can play with courtyards for plus buy instead. That's not unreasonable. On the other hand, if you just put COA on courtyard, you can just buy them up yourself pretty easily. But I mean, cobbler could be worth it. It's hard to say. There's no trashing, so we're just gonna cram our deck full of draw cards and hope for the best. Maybe do a little contracting. Guildmaster looks pretty useless. Lost City. Everything else. Guildmaster looks like the worst card here, probably. Everything else seems plausible. Maybe you don't get it. Alchemist, probably not. Okay, so like Guildmaster, blah, blah, blah. I would, you know, you could consider opening with a scavenger. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. Like Fishing Village Scavenger is probably a pretty good opening here. Could try Fishing Village. I don't know whether to do the borrows, I guess, is the main question. Because it will slow you down a little bit. There's not necessarily a super huge payoff from doing it. It would be fine though. This is a board where things are pretty flat, I think, so it's not like one choice, one way or the other is hugely impacting you. If you're getting to do the forest and toss everything and borrow for a 5, borrow for the cobbler, that's probably pretty good. I don't really... If you're gonna forest dweller, just do it. You know, live your life and send it all gone. Because otherwise, I don't know what you're setting up here. You have a fishing village in there, but I'm not sure what the goal there is. specifically. Like you haven't put a card in the shuffle that is good. Not really. Fishing Village is fine, but certainly if you draw this way, it looks a lot better. But that there wasn't any particular reason to expect that. I don't know. Maybe I'm a fool. I've been a fool before. I will be again. This was very lucky. This was unbelievably lucky on my part. Defies all reason and justice. For sure. Wish we saw another wish we had seen another estate there, but this is okay still. Boom, boom, boom. Big fan of this. Not a huge fan of this, but you know, it's what happens. Do we get the cobbler here, or do we go for the contract? I didn't have 6, or I would have gone for the hunting grounds. I did have 6 here, but kind of wanted to get the stuff going. Okay. Well, just still didn't rescue me. So we're gonna draw into 3 actions and not be very happy. Because it's gonna... This is like Fishing Village, Courtyard, Cobber, I guess. Really would have liked to see a Fishing Village, but... You all know how it goes. I could have borrowed and double, I guess, but that's felt a little risky. I would like to have some of these bigger drawers. I wouldn't mind it. Hunting grounds would not go amiss, as they say. Well, maybe I should just take the... I only have... That was my 3. Yeah. I can buy it. Well, I was going to be able to buy it. That was a bit of a bummer. Where's the contract? Where's the... Is there another fishing village down in there? I have 3. I think. Maybe I don't. What did I do? I bought 1, 2. I do have 3. So there is a fishing village down there. So let's put that guy there. And then do this, I guess. This is tough though without trashing. Like you can see for both of us that the turns are crud. And not surprisingly at all. At least we shouldn't really be surprised. I have the contract in here, but it's likely to be a bit of a whiff. We could just toss it down and go up to the hunting grounds, I suppose. That feels pretty good. We're gonna have a lot of buys. So okay, they bottom deck draw this shuffle. I don't love the borrow there. You know, it's just one of those things. You don't have to hate it or love it. We do have a contract, so either way we can play the thing and the stuff. 7. Yeah. This could just be. We know they're down to the draw cards now. Because it's just the end of the deck. They have to be there. So it wouldn't have been the worst time to take like a Lost City. If I had wanted to, I wouldn't have said it'd be the worst time anyway. I think I don't actually know whose deck is better. Probably Sirusc is like slightly ahead. I don't really know. This is a real puzzler of a courtyard, I suppose. I mean, I would assume if you have the hunting grounds, you just top deck it. Otherwise, I don't know. You top deck whatever you want. But like if the hunting grounds is already in hand, you top deck it and you go from here. Go through courtyard. That's. I see. It's like a cobbler denial strategy. And Sirusc can handle it, has the terminal space certainly. So I can accept it. I think there's I guess I don't likely have. I'm not like Sirusc has 4 courtyards. That means I have 6. So I have 7 buys. Do you technically have an estate pile out? Now whether I have $14 in my deck. 7, 4, 11, 13 bar. I do have the money technically. And the gain. So then the question is whether I do have the raw. I guess I don't know that I have 6 courtyards. Maybe I don't have 6 courtyards. That seems a little high. I don't remember gaining that many courtyards. Okay, I definitely don't have 6 courtyards. Sirusc has 5. I have 5 courtyards. Yes. I don't have an estate pilot. I could do 7 of them. Guess we might as well do this first. That wasn't the best thing ever, but guess that's just how it goes. I can get a potion. I don't think I want a potion. I almost think it's just silver, but like what else could it be? Okay. We weren't. This is all good. Oh my gosh. Okay, 10, 14. We gotta go province. I do have 16 in deck with the silver, and especially with this thing not playing. We should be okay on actions. We did have a sadness on the hunting ground situation. I don't know if people are going to threaten triple. That seems quite a ways out of reach. And with borrow, we can triple, or not triple, double. But you have to use the bar. If you put, I guess, and I guess, yes, and I guess. And this turn you wouldn't have to because you have 2 contracts, but you couldn't action both of them, then you dip down below. I guess I could get a council room to threaten them. I could have bought a council room there to threaten the estate thing, though it would be still not this turn. It would have to wait a turn because of the need to pick up a another buy or use the cobbler rather. I could have taken estate, single estate, but not sure. If we play they just single. Yeah, I maybe can threaten it the next turn. Especially depending on what the contract stuff looks like. This is a better forest dweller. I think we go ahead and toss one of those and just see what we get up to here. Because there is, if we single, and the best they can do is double, and we have the estate thing. I guess they have estate pile out. I mean, they have, oh no, the fishing villages are cut in half. So they only have the buy on one of the turns. So it's only, whatever, 4 buys plus council room 5 buys. So they're short. That's good, I guess. We may have a bit of, we may have a few issues though. Action issues, I should say. I guess we could push the estates down whatever amount now. So let's double count gain. They got a bounce room. That's one buy. They get a normal buy. Their fishing villages, they only played 2 of them last time. So that means they've got 4 of those. I'm coming up with 6 number. 6 buys. Which means I could take a couple of these safely. 6 is also not... It's fine anyway, because if they don't have... They have to... 6 doesn't score over my thing. And then if they double... Now we are assuming we draw well enough here. We're getting a little help. But we don't have a lot of actions. I'm wondering if I should borrow, if they have $18 or not. They have $6 from... $6 from Fishyville is $7.13, and they added a contract, so $15. I think it's safe. I think. Don't quote me on that. Now this I can easily whiff on just drawing. Because I only have the one fishing village. And I have to play 4 courtyards or something. 3 courtyards. I play 3 courtyards. I get to play 2 of them. I mean, I have to play 3 and hit $8. So we'll see. What? There's no, you can't avoid it. There's no, I don't know what they are undoing or requesting to undo. I hope I counted the money right. I don't, you know. Maybe didn't have to go for this also is maybe the more troubling part of my decision-making process, if you can call it that. Is that it wasn't like either player was necessarily guaranteed to draw everything or to hit 16 over and over again, any of that. But certainly the way my fishing villages are set up right now, it's not the friendliest thing. And if I had, I did toss that. It's hard to say what would happen if what would happen with the turn as far as not discarding the contract at the start. It looks kind of sad in retrospect. So I don't know how far, if there was any point where the draw was sort of in contention. Or the draw was questionable. Because if it was, then maybe the contract discard really saved my bacon, but otherwise you know, not so much. Do you forest dwellers before or after the first courtyard play? Guess because you know you can stick one on here and then do it. You can do it that way. I think we toss hunting grounds, which sounds insane, but we don't really need it to try and achieve our goals. What an incredibly unfortunate draw. Oh my gosh. I hate this game sometimes. There's 3 in here. Though maybe this was my punishment for not. I don't know when I drew the fishing villages. I guess it's punishment for discarding hunting ground. Okay, we have 8, 12. We can. Can province duchy, but we have very little resources going into the next hand. I guess that just the state straight won't buy. They're only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 at maximum 4 buys. So that is also nice. Dun, dun, dun. But I've, you know, my turns are now more or less completely hosed. I mean, if they get to double, it's just over. Dun, dun, dun. Guess you do it with the borrow. It seems pretty bad, though. I had actions to spare there, which means the hunting grounds. Well, and I drew 2 of them, so the first one was for sure going to draw at least 1 of them. And then we would have made it, I suppose. We had a lot of plus actions left. Two, 3, 4. We had 2 at the end of it. You know, the angle of going for the states, I think, was reasonable. But it doesn't appear to have worked out very well. There's another fishing village down in here. Lo and behold. But Sirusc doubles, so it's over. It was just too much in the end. Yeah. We'll go back. We'll see. I think the hunting grounds probably makes it. I mean, with where the fishing villages were, it almost certainly did. That's okay. That's 2 down. 2 up for Sirusc. Can't tell if they're trying to ready and it's failing, or you know what. No, it worked. Apparently it worked. I don't like faded. Faded is such an annoying trait. It doesn't hardly do anything either, but well, I don't have anything to do on 2. Some nice 5s. It could be nice here. I complained about it, but it could be pretty okay here. I'm trying to think what order you get all this stuff in. There should be some conclave stuff you can do, but it really unlocks with help from livery. Trickster seems potentially quite good to play the Crucible over and over. Amongst other things, Highwayman could be nice for a lot of stuff. I don't think Swamp Hag's a huge deal, but there's ultimately no plus buy to be had. So you're just trying to kind of fight over the curses a little bit and then go from there. Three four can look a lot like the 2-5 in the sense that you could ferry something and then buy it. There can be some negative aspects for the ferry here, but also some positive ones. That's how you're feeling about it. There's some livery anti-synergies with ferries potentially, and then there's some, I guess, Crucible anti-synergies. Probably none of that really matters all that much. They're probably pretty close. Well, I think just Gear Crucible is just way better than anything you can do with Fairy. I think it's way better than anything you can do with 2-5. But I didn't whine about Faded, and I sure am going to immediately use it. This is why people should not listen to me. Like at all. I wonder if I should buy Conclave or a Crucible for. I actually don't know that Highwayman was the buy. It might have been Trickster. If I'm gonna do Crucible in particular, the Trickster looks kind of nice. But it's okay. Let's put it on top sooner. Well, you knew that was gonna happen, but. Maybe the Highwayman was silly. Though, I mean, the collision here would be not good anyway. There wasn't really any way around that part of it. I think I'll play the livery. Go. Put on top. We could hold the horse. Hold our horses. The upside here isn't huge. Province is actually just insane. This is very sad. We're going to have collision here, but. We'll play Highwayman and I guess take Chariot Race. Which doesn't have all that good odds of colliding, but. Yeah, sure. I still think Province was crazy. But I'll probably lose to it. We both of these hid. We didn't even get to clean up before the shuffle at all, which all we wanted to do, the only point of the second one there was just to trash some coppers maybe to clean up the shuffles. But these bottom decked, despite seeing a huge amount of the cards. But they're going to be able to mill these things away too, in a way where I don't think the put this stupid thing on top. Pretty unhappy with the shuffles, but I'm not going to be close, so it's hard to complain about them when it's going to be as lopsided as this is ultimately going to be. I couldn't open Gear Crucible though, so. Could have opened Gear Nothing, and maybe that would have been better. Or just liveries into golds. I mean, that would be the money thing that would be kind of close to that. Because we're going to go Rat or Fisherman Tanuki here. And I think Rat Catcher is particular. The Get Hunting Party seems more useful. And then I guess maybe you prosper like once. Other than that, you can go Tanuki's pretty hard. It's not crazy to go Rat Catcher, of course. There is a consideration where the fives are quite a bit better than anything else, or the hunting parties are pretty important. The Fisherman also will allow a banish. There's also something to be said for like a silver there, which helps that. Maybe I take a silver here. There are some nice things about silver. Potentially nice things about silver here. Whether it's better than a Rat Catcher is hard to say. Yeah, there's investment too, but I don't know. It wouldn't have been crazy to go to investment on that one, the one I did fisherman. I think I'll do it now. I guess I go like this. I do fisherman and buy investment. Okay, so we would like to prosper, which I guess means temple gold. Like what else? We get 2 VP out of this right now. Wait. It's not crazy to do it then. The econ gap hopefully stays really high indefinitely here. I'm out of the running for setting the record in B1 too, by the way. And you know, for those keeping track at home, not B1, but in B in general. I needed to think, I think I needed like 5 or 5.5 or something pretty lopsided. I only need like a couple to probably clinch it. I mean, Sirusc has a lot of unplayed matches, so it's hard to say what things are like mathematically eliminated, but the one game puts me out of reach of the person who's currently in second place. Sharer. I think even half a game does. I don't remember exactly though, because I have the tiebreaker on everyone else. This is hard. I don't know how you get to the where you need to be money wise. So this is like compliment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to think if I can save. Well, I exiled 3 and I trashed one of them, so I do. So it is copper investment, but if I don't draw the, I guess I can always just play the fisherman if it doesn't draw the way that is like nicer. It wasn't like I can always preserve the optionality. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We can trash a cop, so let's do this. Oh, the Tanuki's gone. Well, never mind. I guess I'll just undo out of playing it at all. Unless the silver can be played, or the silver can be trashed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 79. So we can, if we do the investment last, still do it. Okay. Yeah, of course it's a stinking doubloons. Gosh darn it. We can overdo this in a way that isn't very nice. Because you can go for really big investment stuff, but that isn't necessarily how you want to do this. I already got another gold. I don't actually think I want one. So, I mean, it's nice to have Tanuki targets, and it would be nice to have the investments be, can be a little greedy. It's a little scary. It's not like that scary. Because like the duddy hands are still probably prospering and gaining hunting part, you know, like it's not that scary, but what does Woodworkers Guild do? Oh, nobody's used that yet. I think Sirusc probably should use that a long time ago on the temple to get a Tanuki or something. Ready to do, I'm willing to, I guess the point is like if the investments are 5 points or 6 points or however much, it doesn't necessarily make sense to go for the provinces while you can do some building and scoring simultaneously. Is my way of thinking. On the other hand, this was a little greedy, and we maybe could have done something similar that, you know, wasn't quite as greedy. But we'll see how it works out in the end. There's definitely Leprechaun seems like a bit of a hard sell to me. Okay, well this went good. This went goodly. Guess, well, yeah, because those can work out in a way that we could kill it, but let's see if we don't really need that on top. Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist. It's not. It's not even a card that's in the deck, or there is no plus buy in the loot pile. Don't even pretend like there is. I'm gonna have to. I'll do one more prosper, but it's. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if it's worth it, or if I should just double province right now and do a fisherman into a hunting party. Like what am I waiting for? Sirusc doesn't have a deck. Although I also didn't gain a gold off this last one, but I already have 2 golds. I'm gonna get at least another 5 points off an investment. We can mill. We double province while changing fishermen into hunting parties, probably. At least some of the time. I don't know. It seems silly to wait on this stuff, but like, why not just double here, score 1 million with the investment, top deck a hunting party, and go to the next turn? I guess we're not top decking the hunting party, but you know. Like, what am I waiting for? To dig for another. Oh, I did still have an investment. But maybe I shouldn't have trashed the copper, but even trash silver, gain another whatever, however many points. Oh, that's interesting. Imagine that. Okay. Do we have double? We need to play this fisherman and try and 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't even managed to hit a contract on anything yet. Crazy. I'm wishing I took one more gold at this point. It's really probably not the issue though. It's probably purely a time thing. Because the last province couldn't be a mill, and that's totally fine. But it is all a bit annoying. Well, this isn't the biggest investment ever. So we're probably still okay. Oh, they're just surrendering. I mean, I didn't play hardly any hunting parties. That bottom hand was just 100% known to be worthless. I mean, it was fair probably. But you could give yourself another turn. I could have a dud. I couldn't have a dud there, but I could have a dud on the next turn. So you could play for another turn and go for prosper stuff. But okay, well, I probably that literally clenches it, but probably not against Sirusc just because how many matches Sirusc doesn't have played. But that's probably close to clenching it. I think it clenches it of everybody but Sirusc. I'd have to look at the scoreboard to say for sure. You know, importer is always pretty good on mastermind boards. You know, it's pretty good in general. Let's do importer ironmonger. King of pickpockets probably isn't too much painful. There are enough good 3s and 4s that you could think about anvil, but the artisan is so much better that I would be I don't have to do importer here either. You could go silver, but like stowaway ironmonger or something. But I like giving myself a shot of hitting some of the bigger price points versus just throwing in these guys. But I wouldn't be mad, I guess, at somebody doing something else. I was actually a little scared of that last game. Guess I was gonna probably go up to 4. I didn't actually count everything. I mean, I suppose I was actually short. I mean, the magic, whatever it's called, might have crystal ball. The crystal ball might have gotten me to 8 to a true double, but other than that, that hand, even after playing 4 hunting parties, was only mill plus province. Goes for the anvil. I just don't love it. I just don't love the anvil, even though there are good cards to gain with it. Could have been Witch's Hut too. Witch's Hut is really good here. It's nice that there's pawn here. It helps the mastermind a lot. It helps these It helps both the anvil and the importer on the opening where you're picking up something that actually is still pretty good for your deck. Because of Mastermind. And helps against like this combination gang pickpockets, these gainers that aren't money. It's really good there. Unfortunate, of course, to not get the importer played before the shuffle, but you know, we have to make do with what life gives us, I suppose. That's the real lesson of Dominion. It's just such a hard one. Such a hard lesson. Maybe a Blessed Village here? Wow, that's okay. Can't be too mad about it. I'm gonna probably spend a favor here to get a 4. I think that was pretty good use of a favor there. Here, I mean, you could consider it here just because we have pawn, which means buy could make the money do something for us. I think the problem with Anvil is that Anvil is a terrible card. That's its main issue. I guess they have 2. Let's go ahead and spend favor, I suppose. Trying to get... Well, this isn't super meaningful either way, but... That's unfortunate. I'm just whining that I didn't get coin out of everything. It's clearly a first world problem. There's a world where I get to go like artisan pawn instead of just artisan, right? That's what I'm whining about, which is at least a little bit insane. Do 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 do. Boom, boom, boom. Look at these anvils. Anviling. Sirusc has had a state every time. I had a couple turns where it's like, well, guess I won't discard copper. I could have there though. Never forget it. No, we gotta keep. Okay, this isn't all exactly what I wanted, I wouldn't say. Guess we just keep getting more of these. They're pretty good. We would like to try and get... What's... The pawn's still down here, so it's a safe mastermind in that sense. Gotta keep that anvil, it's the power card. They didn't do it. I was trolling, they didn't do it. Sirusc knew better. It's the artisan, there it is. Well, I guess we're gonna just see how far we can go with this. We want buy. It's not a huge deal. We don't have another one anyway, so it's like not a big deal if we just try and get another artisan ultimately. Um, I'm still a pretty big fan of that. We may end up with, I don't know, we've got a lot of actions we can play here. So this didn't do that much. We could get one of these guys. We want it now? Or did gaining that already take care of our action issue? Guess if we receive it now, we could get another witches, whatever, and play it. This is still not buying. What's left? I don't know if this has a... Gotta leave this. Yeah, I wanted to clear those off just to help with the... There is something to be said for... I haven't been really using the top decking of Artisan to make sure the masterminds hit. Like, this was raw. I mean, this could have been sad. Would have been unlikely, but it was certainly possible. Not going to be a good time for Sirusc because I'm going to have used Mastermind like quite a bit more than them for a while. I'm also going to curse this turn some probably. That's a little... Yeah, let's curse here. I think I maybe should have done it before as well, but oh, I'm gonna have messed this up. Well, I can still fix it. Or I can still do it in an okay fashion. We want a third mastermind? I don't know if we're gonna play it all that easily. It's possible. So we go, the way I do this, right, is like this. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Zero, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine and 3 buys is okay. Trying to think. What do they have? Nothing too crazy. Guess I could prepare. Or I could have prepared. Maybe they'll let me take this all back. If we do a prepare, we get a little more forgiveness. Whoops. I don't know why it doesn't auto let me do that. Is it only for autoplay treasures? I guess so. He's gonna be mad. I gotta ask one more. Let's do it like this. Still 3-0 on Widget's Huts. So the draw is certainly not there for Sirusc. Other than that, see what Sirusc does here, and then there may be 3 piles. Depends on what we can find off this stuff. Maybe some cursing 3 piles, actually. Uh, 3 piles are going to be a little hard. 3 piles will be a little hard. Course. Curse. I would have thought you'd take a Blessed Village there. Maybe 3? What? We got 4? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guess we take buy off this. That's probably the thing we are most likely to regret not getting. Well, here's a county situation. Just have 2 masterminds, right? Still. I get another artisan. I would love to have found. Okay, well, we didn't. Whatever. They didn't play the importer either. There really is some limits to what they can realistically gain here. In the way of points and such. I probably could have used those better. How many cars do we even have in here? Not that many. I don't think there's an estate. We're going to try and make it kind of hard for them to redraw. What are we? Yeah, no, that's not in the cards. We could take one more mastermind. Is that terrifying? Yeah, that probably is. I don't think we can do that. I'm afraid I'm lowering the curses too much also, but doesn't seem crazy. Whether it's correct, I don't know. This could be a stowaway. They gain like 3 witches' huts, get all the. I'm gonna buy province here. Alright. I'm a bit worried I've lowered too far, but I also am not sure that Sirusc's deck is all that great. But does have 3 artisans, so maybe it's in there. If the artisans all go witches' huts, and those give out curses, then you still need an iron mine. You do need to. They may get there if they can mastermind an artisan and draw enough. Though they may also run into an action problem depending on how the ironmongers hit. I don't think I was super safe there with the curses. Maybe 1 fewer curse. would have been smart. I am really unsure. But it is done. We just have to see what happens. But I'm not. I should win this like 100% of the time, I think. So there is always a kind of a parity problem. I mean, I could have taken, duchies, right? At least one duchy instead of one of the witches' huts or something would make this all a bit harder. But, potentially. How many witches' huts does Sirusc have? One. Maybe just two. Yeah. I guess there's still another point to be made up after the curses. They need an estate to tie or a duchy to win. So I kind of think that can be done. Maybe action. But since you're not playing, a lot of things, it's not. Oh, that's great. That's great news. Excellent, great, very good news for me. I'm surprised. I think there may not be a win if you can't do an artisan, so maybe there wasn't an artisan in hand. And like I said, it may not work with actions anyway. But this for sure is going to lose because I'm going to pile. I don't think you fight off enough. I don't think you gain enough VP here to prevent it. I could be wrong though. Just because you're already down by 10 points. So if I'm giving away the rest of the curses and then artisaning 3 times and 2 or 3 times. I have the importer down too, so that's a free duchy. So like, I don't know. Would have believed, just based on sort of my rough counting, I would have, I think, believed that there was a pile out, but or a path to maybe winning by Sirusc. Who knows? This is not going to be it. It's not going to, you can't do more than 9, 15-ish points. You give you 15 points, but I'm going to give out 3. You're leading by 10. I'm going to give 3 curses. I can gain a duchy and then gain the 5s and buy an ironmonger. So a lot of that's even assuming you can score enough in these various ways. Boom, 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 boom. I did forget about the anvil too. I was not counting the anvil in my lines. So I should have. Yeah, there. I'm still feeling fear in my heart. Already started. Reload? Will that? Oh no. I've made a huge mistake. Well, okay. Hopefully that worked out okay. You always enter into some states of limbo between games that can frighten you. If you're me. Riverboat footpad. I guess that means that the footpad power isn't play, though we got a really awful game for it. If you like the footpad ability, I should say. If you don't like the footpad ability, we got a really good game for it because it doesn't do anything. We have Wolf Den, which is unfortunately the fun thing here is to do lots of loots. But Wolf Den doesn't like that. Triumph does like that though, so you could probably erase the Wolf Den points with some triumphing. I would have to imagine. There's some kind of fun figurine contract pickaxe wayfarer stuff. Catacombs could get involved that you can do. That's quite fun. IMO. I have a 5-2, so I guess I'll just open pickaxe. Guildmaster doesn't really appeal. Figurine be okay. Catacombs could be okay. I wouldn't be mad at somebody opening catacombs. But there's not a lot. Yeah, you kind of have to believe that at the end of the day you would triumph over the evil of Wolfden with your just and righteous loots. Maybe. You know, I like the contract art. It's got a feather. Pretty good. Figurine? Pretty bad. Pickaxe? Whatever. I don't know if Guildmaster at full res might look okay, but in this view, it does not. It just looks pixelated. Is Sirusc here? Am I in a disconnected state, or am I waiting for Sirusc? The world may never know. Well, I guess I'll give it a refresh. At least it's me. Guess it's not me. He gave me the, you know, he got the mixy, not disconnected, reconnected, and gave me the courtesy single copper. The I'm alive copper. Online body language, it's so much more elegant than typing something in a chat box. It's Truly beautiful, beautiful thing. I don't think I'm gonna get a conclave ever. I do like how figurine contract together can let you play with the terminal draw. I think that's exceptionally cute. And then I think Wayfarer, you know, is going to fuel my... I think I'll lean towards the Wayfarers as long as I can get them, because they're going to give you the chance to hit the... Or not to hit, but they're going to give Fiji silvers that you can use to drive your pickaxes into. That I think will be pretty good. I may get a root cellar. This is a question. I may get a riverboat. Root cellar sounds a little more potentially exciting, but I think I may just hold the line and take another silver, like an obedient silver buyer. And then gets a catacombs, love it. That for... I might figurine here rather than going straight into the loots. I'm trying to figure out when I get my Wayfarer now. There are some loots that you could get off the silver here that would be way better than the other things. Like prize goat is pretty good. So, but I can't get it. There couldn't be another prize goat on top. There might be. So I'm not sure. I'm still sort of leaning towards figurine. So to be sure, it's not that great. It does let you do the root cellar a little more easily. That all looked pretty nice for Sirusc. I'm not gonna lie, that looked like a great turn. Shield. Could just buy straight up. But I'm not gonna. They hit this. That's sad for me. Seems to be... No, it's kind of middle turn. Middle deck. Not bottom deck, but middle. So it's fair. I can't really be too mad about it. That prize goat may I mean, the shield's certainly not helping me, but the prize goat may be a little bit too much over the course of this game where it's kind of slow build. That may be an issue. The balloons gold, not the greatest. But this prize goat probably is the greatest. You could go like double figurine here or double contract, not double contract, like figurine contract or figurine. They're really into trying to do it the action-y way. I kind of thought was worse, but well, okay, they're splitting the difference. That's fine. You can't hardly complain about that. I am so jealous of that goat, though. Prize or figurine or contract, I wonder. Staff would be really nice also. We could get a staff at some point. Would not be mad about that. I'm just trashing these stupid coppers with these stupid pickaxes. and it's taken forever. We did bottom deck the draw a little bit. Oh yeah, you get to do the yeah. That's fun. Here's the one thing, there's not the one because there are some other weird ways of doing it, but one of the actual ways of getting the footpad draw out of here. Gonna get to use that goat again. Well, this is a good turn for Sirusc. It may be, I don't know. I'm not fully convinced that Conclave into the terminal draw is better than Treasury stuff. It certainly has played better here, but there were some extra considerations as far as how the turns went in the middle of the game. Whoa, Insignia is going to be a pain. Maybe, I mean, it's hard to argue with the difference in the deck quality at this stage, right? I guess this was on the back of like a dud turn into a contract into this turn. So it's not like it necessarily will go for free all the time. And in fact, if the next turn just fully flies, I will be mad because there's actually still just tons and tons of stop cards. So we'll see what happens. Do we take I guess we take it just because it's draw neutral this turn anyway, so. And it might, well, it's not going to let us get away fair in any useful way, but we can draw it this turn, so guess we're behind, so we play a little stupid. Is that what they say? When you're behind, you should play a little stupid. Staff is nice. Not mad about that. Well, guess I do get to be a little mad. What did they add in? They added a root cellar. They did top deck it, to be fair. This is infuriating, though. This is okay. They top deck a root cellar, so we forgive. How much? What percentage of this draw do we forgive? I'm not sure. Not all of it. That I'm pretty sure of. Another prize goat. That means they come back on the. They get to just kill 2 coppers this turn. They got a sword? Now their deck's getting clean. They didn't contract any actions. I guess that's okay. Are good. 2 goats. Those guys are gonna clean these up. It's gonna be funny when people decide, oh, now I need to triumph. It's basically just on the back of getting buys. Getting enough buys that you can do like 5 of them or something. Because if you do 5 of them and they're big, and then there's only 3 left for your opponent, that's fine. Even if you do 4 big ones, like right now, if Sirusc did it, that would be a little excessive, I think. But you could do 1, and then next turn try and do however many you can. It's a bit weird to do the conclaves, I think, because this just isn't that much draw if you top deck a conclave with a Wayfarer. I mean, it's a good amount of draw, but I would be more interested in like the root sellers, I think. Because you don't need... You just make so much money anyway off the silver to loot pipeline that I would be way more interested in that. Like I would be root seller pickaxe here. This is okay though. Does add a triumph, and it's a fair bit of draw and money, so. I'm definitely gonna lose this game. Unless this first draw here stops on this stuff. Which, fingers crossed it will. But they did do that, so maybe not. Oh, I can woodwork. I don't think I want woodwork. Well, about that. Hammer. Pretty not great. Puzzle box. We could set. We gotta count money, unfortunately. So it's 14 or 13. How many of the... Yeah, we can't even take that many of the estates here to like get in the way. So 13's probably fine. Because it's just got to be like... Do we have enough? I think Sirusc's turn is just going to be too good, probably. So I don't know that any of it really matters. This is going to be like a 5 or 6 triumph, or even if not, you know, an estate emptying level of whatever. So if I had drawn like perfect draw, I might have been able to take enough estates to take the threat away. But I'm not sure even that is true. I don't know exactly what even a perfect... It's not like I had that much draw in my deck. I had the figurines, but... I had like a little bit of draw, more draw that I could have potentially hit, but it's not a lot. I don't know why they're trashing copper, like... I should deny, because it also won't matter. You both don't want to do it, and it will never matter. There's no way that they're $1 short of whatever they need to do here. Which, as usual, is an indication that if I don't want to watch it, I should resign, not that I need to whine. You know, you gotta let them do a, you know, score 70 points and have your opponent be at minus 20. The fun little thing to have. The order of all this is so weird. Like repay, like why do those prompts come up at that point, or like why is that when the clicking is occurring? I'm so confused. Now they're still doing it. They're still trashing the coppers. I guess if you have the money anyway, you can trash the coppers. All right, so in order to defeat this, I must be able to gain how many cards in a turn? More than that, some would say. Where's the hammer? I'm going to play a sword now just to be annoying. That's called revenge. Okay. Love orbs. Big orb fan. Where's my spell scroll? We are getting the hammers, you know. That's pretty good. We are killing some duplicates. All right, how many cards did we just get? Any word? Anybody got any? I guess we play for a dud. We play for a dud. We're gonna ask for the undo on the sextant. Oh, they have figurehead and chalice. Okay, never mind. I didn't need to do that. I didn't know. Is there anything that, okay, that gets rid of a duplicate. Is there anything else that I have a duplicate of that I can kill by gains? Guess I just get one of these just to have. Or wait. No, I should well, it's a buy either way, isn't it? 3 debt. Okay. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, I can't do all those. My bad. I gotta have $5 at the end. 1, 2, 3. Can't even buy a duchy, right? I can buy one duchy, but that doesn't do me any good. Contract, I can buy a contract. 1, 2. Did I gain 20 cards? Any word on whether I gained 25 cards? Oh, it was only that many cards. Bummer. I did kind of forget that there's not necessarily a pile out. Automatically. So if you get this draw, there will be. I wonder, I didn't gain, I don't know, I didn't really gain anything that made this a whole lot easier. Did I? I guess I did. Hmm. Well, but I'm still losing by 13 points. I guess I didn't have to buy the provinces yet. If I was going to play on. I'm not going to lie, I thought when I, in my turn that came within, contrary to all the rules of the game. So that's on me. Yeah, I guess if you were doing that, if you were actually playing to win, there's certainly how you would set up this turn would look a little different. You wouldn't top deck the Wayfarer for sure. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I could have puzzle boxed something. Maybe added a conclave. Because there was some stuff I could have done with the orb. The order of stuff. But I was playing it as if I was just suiciding, which I sort of was. I think most concerning about all this is even if there isn't a pile out, I'm sure this has like $20 in hand. He's not like it's anything less than definitely double province. This is already over though, right? Well, insignia isn't puzzle box. Yeah, it's not enough gains necessarily. Yeah. Playing a lot of games out that are not winnable. I did win one of these though this season that was not winnable. And that always tricks you, you know, into thinking a try again. Surely this isn't like 5 estates. I don't know. I did get 2 staffs, so if I'm very lucky in the order of my draws here, this will still sort of run. Not necessarily well, but it could get pretty far if I could stack the deck here. The good news for Sirusc is that 18 points is still many points short of 66. Not that many though. We do need that. No. Okay, well we didn't find. Good thing for me is that. So the question is whether this pickaxe violence is likely to give me. It's more likely to give me a unique than it is to give me help. On the other hand, I really need to buy province. So like, or at least like double done. Guess I don't get to province anyway. Figurehead, that's kind of nice though. I guess I take the duchy. It doesn't score many points, but we gotta try anyway. Sort of where we are now, right? Ooh, they did find a root cellar. But again, this hand will province for sure. Maybe not double, but it'll single province for sure. And then that's like 21, 12, 33. That's like half AP, barring some. Oh, they're just finding a win, I suppose. That's also good. Good to find a win. You go copper, wayfarer, wayfarer. They shouldn't play the sword. That's rude. They didn't need it because you go copper, wayfarer, wayfarer, pickaxe. Don't need it. Rude. I've done it. I've been that person. It's fair. You don't always want to count everything. I had duchy for style. They knew. Okay. Pretty fun games. I love them, and then I don't know. I didn't feel like I blew this one. It just sort of got out of hand. I still had a really good turn. That's all you can ask for. It was just one turn too short, and I was second player. So, that gear money thing though, that I got blown up on, and some other stuff too. So, we'll play to Sirusc. I do think I'm gonna be back in A though. I think this was enough to be close to locking it. Knock on wood or whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you all later.